Well, he didn't like to drive alone. And I tell you, he didn't always like to drive.
He'd come in, poke his head in the office door and say, "Come on, let's go." So we'd go off to lunch somewhere.
He sometimes would rather be the passenger than the driver. And I think that was because he could probably talk more.
Well, I always remember Lou, if he was having a problem, he'd say, "Let's talk." That meant to me that I was going to hear something that we had to deal with.
When we were out traveling together around the state, whether he was driving or I was driving, and that, by the way, depended on whether we were going to a part of the state where there were curbstones, I would drive because I was the city kid, or the place with no curbstones where he would drive because he was from Westerly.
He always wanted somebody with him when he was going to Providence, or even if he was going to Westerly, he'd stop in and say, "Come on, get in the car. We'll go up to Westerly." I'd say, "Lou, I can't do that. I've got all this work." "Oh, no, come on, we'll stop and say hello to your mother," or something like that. You know, he just liked people. He liked to chew the fat with them. Nothing very important, just to be around people.
He was a great communicator. He was great at building relationships. So many of us at URI didn't just look at Lou Luzzi as the Dean of College of Pharmacy, but as a mentor and even more as a good friend.
I thought of him more as a big brother than as the dean, and we always had a lot of laughs.
I got to know him in 1958 when I had him in a class.
I knew Lou as students. He started in pharmacy school before me, and after I arrived, he went in the military and came back and graduated after me. So we knew each other just as students in the same program for a while, but we really got to know each other when we were both out in the profession, and then when he was dean at West Virginia, we got to know each other at national meetings. And there's always the Rhode Island affiliation no matter where you go. I was from Pawtucket, he was from Westerly.
He came from this area, so we knew people beside, and I think he liked the job, and he was quite determined. And I think one of the things that is memorable about him is the ability that he had to raise funds for the college.
Dean Luzzi played a major role in ensuring that faculty had the money and the equipment they needed to do their research. He was a wonderful fundraiser, and I used to love to watch him operate. He did that not only for faculty, but also for students. He made sure students had money to go to conventions so that they could participate in the profession.
Well, I think the legacy lives here is that the College of Pharmacy is as strong as it's ever been. It's certainly recognized in the top 10% of colleges throughout the country.
It sounds cliche, but they threw the mold away when they made Lou Luzzi. He was charming, engaging. He loved to sit around and chat with people, meet new people. As far as my role, I just did what everybody else did, follow his lead.
You know, I knew how to handle things because watching him, you would learn very quickly how to take care of stuff.
I enjoyed his company very much, and we had a lot of good times together. And did a lot of hard work, too.
I found at conventions, if I didn't know where he was, and he frequently was not in the meetings, I'd go and look for him, and he'd be in the bar. He wouldn't be drinking so much, but he'd be surrounded by people that he had known from the past, and he would be having a wonderful time. And when they dedicate that room to him, I said to Paul Larrett, make it short, because he hated things that were long, make it fun, and get to the party afterwards fast, because that's what he would want to do.